Okay, so today is day one. We discussed it and are enthusiastic about the chances that lie ahead. At this point, the specifics are crucial in everything we do, and we intentionally and purposefully communicate at a high level. On the first day of training camp, when veterans like Dana Bonner, Natasha Howard, and Sophie Cunningham joined, the Indiana Fever sent a message to the entire WNBA, putting them on notice. Forces with Boston's Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah. The basketball world took notice of Kelsey Mitchell and Lexi Hall during free agency, but no one anticipated that they would click so quickly. At last, from Clark's signature long-range bombs to veteran leadership, already changing this team, I'm breaking down the 11 most significant moments from the Fever's first training camp session that have WNBA executives concerned. Watch this video to see why the 2025 season might belong to. You're excited about the Fever this season? Comment below. I've got the Fever down. Let's go. Excited. Day one. I'm excited. It's dough time. Go Fever, excited, ready to see what happens. Pretty good. Let's get started. Come on. Everyone came into camp super excited and pumped, ready to prepare for the season. If you've ever wondered what it feels like to going to look at what's going on at Fever training camp right now, not only are players there, but there are dreams on the line. Fight for your basketball life. I feel like a ray of sunshine. I'm really excited, and I know it's going to be a lot of hard work. What's up, everyone? Jaylen Brown and other talented athletes are fighting for just 11 or 12 coveted roster spots, creating an electricity you can practically feel through the walls. Aylin or any of the three recently selected rookies who are all bound by training camp agreements. These athletes understand that making the final roster will guarantee a spot on the league's most desirable club, and until then, their contracts don't even go against the salary cap. The stakes couldn't be greater. Discuss the conditions of a pressure cooker. When everything is on the line, every missed shot, mistake, and defensive blunder carries more weight. However, the best aspect is that this fierce rivalry is pushing everyone to the boundaries. In addition to boosting the training camp rookies, this culture of excellence is giving Kelsey Mitchell new life right in front of our eyes. Since being selected second overall in 2018, Mitchell has taken on the unachievable responsibility of serving as the Fever's main scorer and veteran leader during a complete franchise rebuild. That's a weight no player should bear alone. I got the best in the world. The world's greatest generata. You'll notice a significant change if you watch Mitchell during today's drills. She's moving with a newfound freedom, laughing in between plays, and attacking with a pure scoring instinct instead of the hesitation that comes with someone carrying leadership responsibilities. It's like watching someone who has finally been given the opportunity to play their natural position after years of filling multiple roles with champions like Dana Bonner and Natasha Howard, now taking the veteran reins, changing into the pure scoring machine she was always destined to be. Last season, she averaged 19.2, 2 and 2 points a game, which may be the minimum of what she can achieve once she can finally concentrate on her strengths. I'm excited for you all beyond the star power and roster changes, but I know that we will make a lot of mistakes, which is to be expected. But if we communicate too much, we'll be able to resolve them. To something even more essential, Coach Stephanie White has arrived at Fever training camp with a defensive mission that is upending everything from day one. You guys can't be short on that pass. We have the advantage of being long, so we need to use our length now. Don't make yourself small. Meanwhile, Fever supporters have grown used to offensive fireworks. White's Connecticut teams have finished first and second in defensive efficiency the last 2 seasons, and the team's pathetic 11th place ranking is nobody's paying attention, especially Dana Bonner, who played for White. Good work, fantastic rotation, good right, so you need to pay attention. Don't leave until she says go stay. As soon as she says go, you leave because you know we need to play defense. In practice, White's unrelenting communication standards exercises, which regularly crash to a halt as she corrects placement, are what stick out, according to Bonner, who acknowledged last year's 11th place defensive ranking. Players can't stand still on offense without hearing. Regarding it, thank you so much for addition to observing assistant coaches provide practical coaching and demonstrate appropriate defensive rotations. Get up here and watch in real time as something nearly magical begins to unfold when those 5 predicted starters take the floor together. Boston is in the ideal position beneath the hoop thanks to Clark's no-look pass. As Bonner draws a double team, Howard, Mitchell slides to the corner, creating the ideal screen before rolling to an open area where only Clark can find out why this starting 5 is so exceptional. Not just their unique skills, but also how fast they're picking up each other's moves. Clark and Boston are already determining their pick and roll timing. Dana Bonner has been especially outspoken about making Clark's job easier, referring to her as a dynamic player and highlighting the amount of work she does for the team. With shooters dispersed over the field last season, the spacing they're generating is enabling driving lanes that weren't there. Look past the open lanes and you'll see something revolutionary happening with Indiana's offense. They're not just adding talent, they're putting in place a system that basketball purists will instantly recognize. This is Golden State Warriors basketball in WNBA Form 29, because the paint defenses led by Arc and Boston can't commit additional help without leaving someone dangerously exposed. Players only touch the ball for a few seconds on each possession, which is purposeful. The Fever have entirely abandoned last year's slow sets and are starting from the wings rather than the top of the key, producing a captivating pace that makes defending practically impossible. Fascinatingly, instead of controlling the ball Iowa style, Caitlin Clark is adjusting by forcing ball screens and moving to make room for teammates. This full support from the team's biggest star indicates a shared dedication to the system as the Fever's offense attracts focus on the defensive end. Something equally spectacular is taking place. Standing 6'2" with an incredible 7-foot wingspan, Michael Timson, the 19th overall choice in this year's draft, is quietly turning into Indiana's defensive nightmare maker. During yesterday's scrimmage, Timson was already upsetting everything in her path. She performed the seemingly impossible by blocking Aaliyah Boston at the rim. Yes, that's the same 6'5" Bostonian who won Rookie of the Year just 2 seasons ago. Timson didn't just dispute the shot, though. Totally changed. Few players her size can handle Timson's ability to switch on to guards without giving up driving lanes, which Boston's perfectly timed approach forced the 2-time All-Star to pass outside rather than finish normally. This Florida State product, who broke Natasha Howard's rebounding records and recorded 46 double-doubles in college, adds a defensive intensity this team sorely needed. The Fever's not just defined expectations in the defense sector. What happens if your most controversial offseason addition ends up being your franchise star's ideal on-court partner? That's exactly what's happening with Brianna Turner and Caitlin Clark, making fans completely reevaluate their initial reactions. Of course, Caitlin had an incredible rookie season with a ton of amazing accolades, and I believe that players can also make a significant leap from season 1 to season 2. When Turner joined the Fever, social media was ablaze with worries about possible locker room tension. A resurfaced tweet had fans worried about chemistry issues, but reality has painted a completely different picture. Day 1 of training camp showcased their developing connection, highlighted by a beautiful sequence where Clark initiated the offense before delivering a perfect shot. I'm excited to see her growth from year 1 to year 2, even though she hasn't reached her ceiling yet. I didn't turn her for a simple finish. She had such a phenomenal rookie season, so many accolades, and I'm excited to see her grow from year 1 to year 2. She hasn't reached her ceiling yet, so let's keep that in mind, Turner said in a public embrace of her new colleague. Since moving to Indiana, Turner has been seen at the gym nearly every day. The other athlete who has been there frequently is Caitlin Clark, whose championship teams frequently show up in unexpected ways. Additionally, Clark's relationship with Turner has captured headlines. Sydney Colson, who won back-to-back championships with the Aces in 2022 and 2023, provides something priceless that cannot be taught. Their developing friendship may be the X factor that no one anticipated. It's evident during defense drills when Olsen actively helps Clark navigate the physical screens and hostile traps she will encounter throughout the season, rather than merely following the script. What's amazing is how quickly they have developed this relationship in spite of to indicate her disparate backgrounds and styles. Sydney Colson, a two-time WNBA champion, has officially signed a one-year contract with the Indiana Fever, so the Fever will continue to play their games in Indiana. First of all, WNBA free agency will not allow us to rest. We simply cannot. But I also love this move because in addition to being a fantastic player, Sydney Colson will also contribute to the team chemistry that we will discuss later. By focusing on veterans with championship experience, Fever front office knew exactly what they were doing. Their goal was not just to add talent, but to create the ideal environment for their young stars to thrive. In between drills, you'll notice that they are always communicating, breaking down plays, and even sharing laughs, which shows that they have genuine chemistry outside of basketball. A championship team isn't built on flashy new additions, and among all these headline-grabbing veterans, 5 returning players are. Iris Dantes is quietly demonstrating why continuity may be the most underappreciated basketball weapon. Her body has dramatically changed during the offseason in Turkey. She has more muscle, better movement, and a notably increased level of agility during training camp exercises. These returning 5 are like witnessing a whole different player. Mitchell, Clark, not only are Boston, Hull, and Dantes well known, but they serve as the glue holding this team together. During breaks, they discreetly explain positioning preferences or translate team jargon for newbies, as stated by Aaliyah Boston. It was great. I think the energy was high, super fun, great energy, and we were hitting a lot of shots. As the last seconds of the Fever's first scrimmage drew up, Caitlin Clark's long-range bomb, which we've all come to expect from her, quickly made its training camp debut. Everyone in the gym knew. Clark calmly stepped back behind the three-point line as the clock was running out. Dana Barner encouraged her to make the shot, and the cameras began to record what seemed like more than a practice moment. Even her seasoned teammates paused to watch as the ball flew through the air and found nothing but net. What transpired next demonstrated why Clark is unique beyond her shooting ability. She jokingly slammed her head against the wall after using up the deep three, celebration that immediately made everyone laugh and brightened the mood. Clark subsequently wrote on social media, "I'm not sure why I decided to celebrate like that, but you can always imagine it when you see it there. Oh, we have DB. Oh, we have TSH, but it feels amazing to be with the same team in the same building. We're up there," and everyone was there for Clark's celebration. This team's potential timeline has been drastically altered by the strategic offseason additions of veterans like Bonner Cunningham, Howard Colson, and Turner. Instead of the usual first-day confusion you'd expect from a completely overhauled roster, these players walked off the court with the quiet confidence of a team that has been together for years. We're seeing more than just a group of unique skills figuring things out. As the first day of training camp comes to an end, the Indiana Fever are a cohesive team that seems prepared for the midseason from day one. All right, so we're getting together on 3, 1, 2, 3. This isn't how you usually start, with players demonstrating incredible buy-in from the beginning and the presence of championship-minded veterans like Dana Bonner. Coach White's emphasis on defensive versatility and motion offense is already taking shape. This declaration is putting the entire WNBA on notice. Expectations sharply. As Bonner herself described, this team wants to be better, this team wants to be great. The Fever aren't just preparing for tomorrow, they're coming for respect right now, as evidenced by their early chemistry, defensive focus, and seamless integration of new talent. If you're excited about the Fever this season, leave a comment below, like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you don't miss anything. Click the video on the screen and we'll show you. I'll see you at the following one.